What's going on, guys? Sin for the win here. We are back with our franchise mode as the Buffalo Sabres. And before we get started here, we got some big decisions to make. Now, I'm going to read off some comments from the last video here that are going to hopefully aid me in the decision. Now, the first one is from Steven Miller, and he says, make the trade now for Oliver Wahlstrom. Trade away McGrath. You said it yourself. He is a second liner. Keep Jacob Marov, though. Let's see. Mid-elite super goalie or the franchise goaltender. If you have to put in the Sabres first round pick, do so, I guess you're saying. Then keep Minnesota Wild first round pick. So it's kind of just like itemizing what he thinks that we should do here. Now, those are all really solid points. Now, the only thing that yes, McGrath is a second liner, but I think he would do great. That Marov, Middlestat, McGrath, man, the M line, that combination just seemed, I think it could do really well and has done well. So I would rather hold on to them if I can. So that's kind of where I'm at in that regard. All right, so next one I'm going to read off is from Jonathan Allard. All right, so a blockbuster trade for Oliver Wahlstrom is very tempting. The guy could be what Ovi was for the franchise and for many years to come. You got a lot of value on your team. The trade is that trade isn't impossible to pull off, in my opinion. I'm not sure exactly what the offer is the Islanders can't refuse, though. That being said, I feel like Byfield needs to go. I can't figure out what his role is on the team or where he fits in. Maybe he can't perform on the wing. Good point. He has a lot of value. The Islanders want him, and I just feel like there's other prospects that can deliver as much as he does right now, stats-wise. Otherwise, the team isn't in that bad of a position. It just lacks a bit of finish on the offensive end. Yeah, and that is the exclamation point. We lack the finish on the offensive end. And I get what you're saying about Byfield. It seems like other guys can do what he does as good, especially if we look into our AHL here. Bradley Mayer here. He's a sniper. He's not a power forward or anything, but he brings similar offensive stats to the table. An accurate shot, not a very hard shot, but Byfield, I don't think he had. Oh, he does have he has a harder shot, less accurate, but harder indeed. But this guy, he's got 18 points, 20 games played, less penalties. Obviously, this is AHL, but still, he takes 57 shots, 20 games. Which isn't that much on that first line. But compared to this, 25 games played with only 42 shots. Yeah, so Byfield shoots a lot less. And he doesn't seem to be that great of a playmaker. Maybe there's just not enough finish there. There's a lot of question marks. But the good thing about McGrath, though, is that he does have a really good shot. And he does take a lot of shots. So I just think he needs to finish. So with Marov, Middlestat, McGrath, I think could be a very good combination. So yeah, maybe Byfield is the guy to move out. I don't like his penalties. That's another thing. I really don't like his penalty taking. Now, there's a few options we could do, but I got one more comment here to read off because we gotta represent all viewpoints here. This one's from Cody Smith. First off, Matej Pecker is how you pronounce the new fourth line dude's name. All right, so I'll try to remember that. Judging by everything so far, you need that bona fide goal scorer and could also use a good score on the point besides Dahlin. Risto's doing okay, but Jones isn't so far. Yeah, he's not. But, he has had really good years. I don't know if, that's... I think he's not just a scorer. I think he brings a good amount of shutdown as well. We got him on the penalty kill. We got him there and everything. But I'm not sure if going after Wahlstrom is the right answer as they're in your division and they're competing with you for the playoffs. I'd look for a tanking team that has a guy who takes a good chunk of shots and give them a boost, preferably a Western team. Maybe see if Minnesota has someone to make them worse for the season. And, then you can hold on to that first rounder and net yourself another stud on a cheap deal for a little bit. Yeah, those are all really good points. Very good points. Not trading within your division is usually a pretty good rule. However, sometimes you have to take risks. And right now, we're a team that has gone from scoring pretty much guaranteed seasons of 3 goals per game or more to below 2.5 goals per game. That's a large regression in my eyes, and it just doesn't seem like internally we're able to fix that problem. And I don't believe Minnesota had anyone who, I mean, their highest forward was like an 84 overall. I mean, we can look to the Sharks for someone like that, someone who's not very good. If they have anyone like that, a forward, this, Christian Dvorak, no. Like, they don't really have anyone like that. Struggling teams are struggling because, usually they won't even have someone like that. And if they do, they're not going to want to give them up because they're kind of in that rebuilding stage. It's hard to get anyone like that. There is Taylor Hall, but 3 years left on that kind of contract at his age. I'm not a huge fan of that. So I don't think there are really any great options. This Tolvanen guy, 25 years old, produces pretty well. 28 points, 25 games played, no penalties. Meshes well in any room, will slot into our forward group. But again, he's also not on the block. How many shots does he take? 57 and 25. See, way less shots. I mean, you look at his shot totals. He doesn't even quite break 200. It's pretty well. He does break 200, but it's right on the cusp of it. And we need that pure goal scorer. So this guy isn't quite the answer either. And Minnesota, as I said, I don't think they had a forward who was any good. Like, when you looked at it, all their forwards were pretty shit. Kunin's their best forward. So that's really not a great option, I don't think. So really, Wahlstrom, if Wahlstrom's our guy, we're going to have to take that risk and say, well, we're going to have to trade within our division. But you know what? I'm not going to be Ottawa and not refuse to trade with the East and not get as much for Erik Karlsson as I could have. That's another thing. So, and I know division's a little different than conference, but still, if we want to be the best team, we're going to have to beat other really good teams. And the Islanders, yeah, they're a good team. If we give them guys like Byfield and other things like that, yeah, they might succeed, but we might have met them anyway because, Wahlstrom was a great player. Venberg was a great player. They don't have Barzal anymore, but they've got this Elandon guy. I mean, they have a great team regardless. We may have to deal with them regardless. So I would rather have Wahlstrom on my team than anyone else's team. But one thing I will check are some of his playoff numbers. So didn't do much last year. Did they face us last year in the I can't remember if we faced them in the first round. But 9 points in 7 games played right there in the AHL. He had 17 points in 22 games. It looks like he definitely can produce. And I think on our team, on our first line, he would do really well. Yeah, sure, the last season was bad. 1 goal in 5 games. But the season before that, 6 goals in 7 games, 9 points total. His shooting percentage is great. And he takes, he's just a shot taker. I mean, 105 shots already. Like I said, he's easily on pace for almost 400, which is kind of his average. And I mean, his goal totals don't lie. He'll easily be I think he'll be a 40 goal scorer on this team. And playing with guys like Eichel and Reinhart. Yeah. So let's try to make this work. So if we were going to give a Byfield, now the only reason I might not want to give up Byfield, they do want him, which is great for us, but I could play him on the third line, and he could be a penalty killer again, which is what he was doing last year. So if we don't have to give him up, I'll try not to. Now, there are other options. Christensen is the guy. I know they don't want this guy, but that's a lot of value. 78 overall. He's a two-way forward, not very well built offensively, not even that well built defensively. Well, I mean, he's okay. He's okay, but this guy doesn't really stand out in any way. This guy's just kind of a player. And I would be completely okay with putting him into this deal. Completely okay with it. So I think this guy goes in there. So we give him back, a nice prospect who's going to be a first or second liner. And then I think we should also give him a roster player here. Now I was thinking about Morgan, but I might want to do Nugent Hopkins instead. Now this guy's a sniper. Doesn't produce like a sniper. Doesn't take a whole hell of a lot of shots. He is getting fourth line time, so it's not that much ice time per game. I mean, yeah, only 10 minutes ice time per game, but still. Most of this guy's going to be as a third liner. He's a right wing, left-handed shot. Yeah, you could do good with Thompson and Nylander, and maybe we want to test that. Maybe we don't want to move him out quite yet. But if we're going to get all that scoring from the top 6, I would want a third line that could do both, could defend as well as score. We already have, Tage Thompson and Nylander. I think we need like another defensive type guy in that role, where I think Buchenski would come in handy, maybe, even though they didn't do too well together. So that's another issue. That's why we're shifting around some things. But we're also looking for offense because, we needed offense. So maybe Nugent Hopkins is a guy to move. So let's say we throw him into that deal as well. Now, this is nowhere close to enough, and we'd have to take back another player, which isn't the biggest of deals. Oops. And we want to maybe try to hold on to the draft picks here. But now we want to look for throwing some other value. We could throw in this guy, this elite goaltender, and I think we will do that. He might not pan out, but whatever. So that value is looking good. We have to really overextend for this. We're going to have to overextend. That's just how it's going to be. Because they don't want to give up Wahlstrom, so we have to make this deal so ridiculous that they're forced to consider it. So let's see if they have anyone with hello, this Hummel guy, 1 year left, no value, not serviceable really in any way, but we don't need him to be. They're not going to want to give up any roster players, so we could put this guy into the deal. That makes it league approved. So Christensen, Nugent Hopkins, and this goaltender prospect for Oliver Wahlstrom. Could work. We're giving them a right wing prospect back. They're getting another winger prospect who's, has a really good potential to be a top guy, as well as a future goaltending prospect. I don't know if they accept this, but I'm going to try. Nope. Too far off. So you can see, even with the value looking as it is, it's not enough. So what else? What else can we give up? We can really afford to give up prospects, maybe even a pick. So actually, let's try that. Let's throw in our pick. Let's say we'll give them our first. Let's see if they want that. We can hold on to some prospects, throw away our first. Not sufficient at all. Yeah, it's going to take a lot. And we might not even be able to make it go through with just Nugent Hopkins. I would rather hold on to that Minnesota pick if we can. So let's see what else. What else is here? Any other prospects that we can maybe throw away here? DeMarchi might be an option because we aren't really using him. But I'd rather not. I'd rather not have that guy come back and bite my ass. We could throw this dude in there. Or something like this. 19 years old, 48 overall. Elite, two-way defender. He's going to take a shit ton of time to develop. And we don't really need him. And where did we draft this guy? Is like a 4th rounder from this last year. Yeah, he could be a decent player. Another lefty. Let's chuck him in there. Let's say that instead of that first. So look at what we're giving him. A prospect who could pan out to probably be like a top 4 guy of the future. Because he's got that medium elite. This goaltender who could probably be a starter. He might not be an elite, but could probably be a starter. And this Christensen guy who's pretty much guaranteed to be a first or second liner. Plus Nugent Hopkins who's like a second, third liner. We're giving up a lot to try to get Wahlstrom here. And this is what you're going to have to do. We're going to have to throw in all these pieces to try to get this guy. And I think this is, and you look at the value, it looks insane. But again, no guts, no glory, no risk, no reward. Let's see what they say to that. There we go. And they didn't even say that they're ripping us off. They're happy to accept this proposal. So now we have Byfield still. And we could use him, at least for this last year, as that third liner, maybe penalty killer. Yes, he does take a lot of penalties, and that's the only downside. But if we could fix that penalty kill, that won't matter as much. It'll still matter. I won't like it, but it won't matter as much here. So I will have to fix these lines here. And I will see you guys in a little bit, most likely, because they're gonna take some reworking. So I'll see you guys. All right, so here we are. The lines are now set, and I'll just show you the changes I made. So obviously, Wahlstrom in there in the first line with Eichel, Reinhart. Going to have him on his one-time side. See how he does over there. Think he should do pretty damn well. I mean, this guy's just going to be taking shot after shot after shot, and Eichel and Reinhart should just help him get some crazy good production here. All right, and since this was like a mid-season trade, if he wins out on the points from our team for the forwards, I might do the second place guy because, you know, we weren't expecting to make this trade or anything like that. Anyway, so power play obviously is on the top line, and this is what our second unit looks like now. same thing. I'm going to keep Nylander at point instead of Byfield because I have Byfield on the top unit for PK. So, yeah, and Nylander was doing really good on the point here on the power play. He's got 2 goals and 5 points. That's pretty damn good. So I like that. 4-man I actually didn't touch, so I probably want to do that. Yeah, you know what? Let me just put Wahlstrom in there. We'll keep McGrath actually instead because we want another shooter there. This is our penalty kill. Byfield, Mayerov. I would like to have someone other than Mayerov, but he's very good defensively, but that might not, you know, matter a whole hell of a lot. I don't know. Sometimes it seems like the better players on there do worse, but we're going with that. And then Jones and Bali. I don't know. And then Thompson, Bachenski. Now, this was a combination we used last year. Bachenski and Thompson. It was Bachenski in the middle, but Thompson's got better face-offs. We're going with that. And then Ristolainen and then Ling. And then 3-man, same combinations, and just Thompson, Bachenski. So we're giving Bachenski that extra ice time here and there. And that's pretty much it. You can see the 4-on-4s, 3-on-3s. Now, the only thing I'm iffy on is this. Reinhart, having 2 playmakers together. I might even move Reinhart to play with Byfield, although Byfield doesn't take a hell of a lot of shots. Yeah, I'm a little stuck on that. But we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, and for the extra attacker, instead of Eichel, I'll put Wahlstrom in. And then have the second extra attacker be Middlestat, just in case. So you basically you want your best guy in case your first line isn't out there for some reason. And then if they are out there, I'd want Middlestat to be coming on the ice because then we'll have, you know, Dahlin, Ristolainen already out there. Seth Jones, not so much. So, all right, and we'll probably want to put him on here in the shootout somewhere. So who gets replaced here? Probably McGrath. Maybe just fully replaced. Yeah, probably. Or we'll switch him with Dahlin. There we go. So Wahlstrom in there. We probably want to give him a guaranteed shot. So there we go. And that should do it. Oh, what the hell? He's only got 87 deking? Huh. Well, I'll keep him there. He's still got a hell of a shot. So, I mean, maybe that should help. Anyway, we'll see. All right, so there we go. A blockbuster trade has just been made. We just acquired Oliver Wahlstrom. And the reason I didn't want to give a Byfield is because he's on that, you know, entry level. We'll probably choose to not sign him. So maybe it would have even been better to trade him as well in that regard, but we could still tender him, I believe. Yeah, we could tender him. And we could still control his rights if we wanted to get something else for him. So we still have a lot of control when it comes to Quentin Byfield here. And yeah, we're going to keep rolling with Pavelski. See how he does with that 4th line. If they can get like their plus-minus up there, then I'll definitely want them to be doing that. Okay, so trade has been made. Let's see how our team is going to perform now. Large trade with a with a divisional opponent. Let's see what they're looking like now. Definitely still strong. I mean, Christensen not so much. We did take away one of their top guys. They got, Venberg, Tavares, and then Elinin, still Arvidsson. Then they still have Palat, and then they have this Nugent Hopkins guy who might actually take over some second-line duties for them. But yeah, we did weaken them, so that's good for us since we will be competing with them. But we gave them an offer that was, almost too good to refuse. So there you have it. All right, and that Christensen guy is pretty much NHL ready. I mean, they'll probably play him in the NHL. So, okay, we are ready to go now. Large trade was made. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this team's offense can get going now. So this is the first big test, this first month here. A little nervous, not going to lie, but I don't think we should be bad. Well, that sucks. Broken leg, February 19th. That's a major injury, actually. Bali is out for a while. But luckily, we got DeMarchi who can hop in there. Yeah, those guys are playing well together. I'll just probably stuff into DeMarchi. He's only 83, but he looks like he's good shut down. And he's played pretty well. He'll pair it with Seth Jones nicely. Now he will be on the PK and stuff like that too, but I'm okay with that. He was on the PK last year and we did pretty well. All right, so 3-1 win right there. That's good. Central scouting, we'll take a look at it now, see how my scouts are doing. Interesting. Some missing info here. A lot of missing info. Wow. At this point, well, we are still in December. It might just be one of those years. Sometimes you just have those years where your scouts suck. And again, we don't have the strongest scouting team either. 6-2 wins, so 2 wins to start off after that trade was made. It looks like our scoring is picking up. Then 5-0 shutout in the next game. I honestly, we should never ever be a worse team with this trade. It's just sometimes it takes a while to click, but in this case, it looks like it's clicking immediately, which is exactly what we need. We have not scored less than 3 goals since Wahlstrom has been on this team. That's the answer we were looking for. We lost that game in overtime, but still, we scored 3 goals. We got a point out of it. Ottawa, 7-2 loss right there. Not too good of a. Looks like Playfair was losing morale because of ice time. Ulf Jalmerson is fully healed. Was he even out? Nope. Got a few 80s there. A lot of good defensemen here. All right, there we go. We answered right back with a win. I don't expect us to go on any losing streaks here. They won our pick. They want to give us Kurt Isles and a second and a third. No thanks. Kurt Isles might, he might be a good role player for us. That'll be a trade where I might have to pursue, like for a third or fourth liner, if we really need one. Oh my goodness. We have lost 2 games. Well, now 3. We have only lost 3 games in that month, and one of them we got a point out of it. So 6-1-1, 8, 9, 10, 2-1 in that month. I'd say that's pretty good to go 10-2-1 right there. And there's Wahlstrom finding some. What did he come into our team with? 16 goals. 16 goals, right? So we got 11. He got 11 goals in that stretch right there. Yep. Where are we? Second in the division now, just 5 points behind Toronto. All right, let's check it. Let's see how we're doing now. Let's see that goals for jump up, because damn well better. Oh, yeah, from 2.44 to 2.79. Goals against got better, 2.21. It was at 2.3 something before. Wow, power play percent even got better, 27.4. Penalty kill got better as well, 83%. So everything's trending in the right direction. We have 2 shorties for, only 1 against. We prefer none against, but our home record improved vastly. We were like 500 at home, weren't we? We're now 12-6-0. Away record 14-5-1. Last 10, 7-2-1. Yep, we're creeping our way up. And we have 2 games in hand on Toronto, so they're only ahead of us by a natural 1 point. So that's pretty dang good. Right on the cusp here. So obviously Wahlstrom will be leading our team in points, but we want to see, Reinhard jumped up there. Eichel jumped up there. Yeah, their points are going to really start, hopefully, skyrocketing. Middlestats now at 21 points. He's not quite on pace for 50 yet, but I think they can get there. McGrath, what was he at? Like 4-4 or something like that, wasn't he? Yeah, wasn't he at 8 points? So he doubled his points right there. He got 8 points in one month out of 13 games played, right? 13. Yeah, we went 10-2-1. So 13 games played, he got 8 points. That's a great pace. So you can see the pace of everyone has really increased, and you can also see Byfield. Well, he was playing second line, so that can't count too much. But Nylander, good amount of points. Got 2 more points on the power play right there. Yeah, everything kind of went up. And Bachenski's the only minus right now, but he was a minus before. And that fourth line, Pavelski a +5, Morgan's a plus now. So Bachenski's the only one on that fourth line who's not a plus. Where's the short? Oh, he's not the one with short. I thought for sure he'd have shorties, but Marov has a shorty. We've gotten 2 shorties. Wahlstrom has another shorty. Was that? I don't know if that was on our team, unless, maybe it was possible Byfield took a fucking penalty, which is very possible. And then Wahlstrom just hopped in on the PK. Anyway, our forward group looking pretty damn good. And he's at 154 shots now. Jesus. All right, defensively, Dahlin leading in points with 23. Ristolainen is a -2, but with 20 points. Seth Jones with 13, but he's a +14. And, oh, man, DeMarchi. DeMarchi's doing great. He's good at filling in here. Takes a few penalties, but, he's all right. Ling and Playfair are doing pretty good. Ling at least, +6. Playfair only a +1. And I think this guy's suffering some morale. So if I can give him some extra ice time, he's really getting hit by that. If I can give him extra ice time, maybe put him on the PK instead of DeMarchi. Because we are using this Playfair guy more than DeMarchi. He just brings more to the table than DeMarchi does. Does play fair. I think I will put him on the PK in place of DeMarchi for now until Bali gets back. Olmark's stats even improved right there. He's at 2.34. He's now at 2.23. Save percentage still great. He ain't going to lose his stat growth this year if he keeps it up. And Dano hype. This guy is the most surprising thing I think about this year. I didn't know if he was going to be ready for backup, but he is. He stepped in. He's got 2 shutouts in 10 games played, 7 wins. So that's 14 points in 10 games played. Above what I ask out of my guys, and look at those stats. Ridiculously solid stats. Morgan would be our only candidate for the Cauldron. I don't think he'll be getting there. Playfair as well is also a rookie. Oh, and also, yeah, Dano's a rookie too, but, he's not going to play enough games. But damn. Pretty big improvement, I think. Yep. I mean, everything improved. All our stats. Penalty kill, power play, even though it didn't need to improve, and 5-on-5 scoring by the looks of it as well. Let's check out the progress reports now. See what we got going on. That's all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of these are going to be statistical. This is going to be some decline here. But, oh, actually, no, he's boosted up by statistical growth, and he's actually not suffered any natural decline yet. That's amazing. He's got morale growth, too, so good. Pavelski's enjoying his time down there on that 4th line. Good on you, Captain America. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is pretty much all statistical. I don't think we'll see any natural, really. No. Nope. Okay. Let's check in the system here. All right, so that franchise goalie has begun growing. The other Mayorov is growing. Murray Simon probably. He's growing a little. How's he looking? Good awareness. What kind? I don't know what player type he is. He's a 7. 76. Okay. Well, we're starting to get some growth here, and that's good. All right, good. That green fringe starter guy's growing too. But it looks like we might have found our backup in Dano anyway, so we might not even need this guy for much longer. All right, Myers started to grow too. That's good. He might be someone who replaces a McGrath or someone else if they're not really getting the job done. I like how this guy produces. 89 shots in 32 games played, 12 goals, 17 assists for 29 points. Yeah, he's good. He's pretty dang good. Now, don't take those extra Liga things into account, those shot totals. I think he was probably playing on not so good of a line. All right, anyway, looking good right now. Looking really good. So I think we just continue here and keep it going. Oh, no. That we need to find Playfair some extra ice time here. How's Risto doing on the power play? Only 1 point, only 1 assist. Jones has got 2 goals, 4 assists. Well, Ristolainen, I do have the top 2 time. You are on the penalty kill. Should be enough ice time. Let's throw in this Playfair guy here. Let's give him some extra ice time there. Put him on their 1 times. We'll see, because this guy's actually well built, especially to be on the power play. Not that great of a shot, but it's decent, and he's got good awareness, good passing, still good on the defensive end of things. Not a strong skater, but whatever. Let's try that for a bit. All right. Let's see if that'll help him out and stay happy. Okay, let's continue here. We got a big game coming up against Toronto here. We're competing with them. If we can get, this is a 4-point game. If we can get the W here, that would be huge. Son's a bitch. Why are you always doing this? I already broke it once. I'm not doing it again. All right, come on now. Big game against Toronto. 2 top teams in the division jousting. We get a 2-1 win in overtime, so they end up getting a point. But still, lost right there. We did get 4 goals, but we allowed some goals. Speak of the devil. We were just looking at that guy. Damn. I don't even know if we have anyone else we could throw in. Not anyone good. He wasn't injured for too long, I don't think. And again, I don't really give a fuck about my AHL right now. They could suck it. I don't care. Just put in that same guy, whatever. They're not doing too good, that AHL team. But again, I don't care. All we care about now is winning cups. We don't need to perfect and get our prospects the most growth possible. They'll grow into it on their own. And, man, there we go. Oh, yeah, continuing to win games now. Now, we're not scoring as much as we were last month, but I don't think it's, indicative of much. We're still scoring a good amount. All right, he's back. This Powell guy's terrible. What even was this guy? Center, I think? Yeah. So he's a two-way forward, this guy. Let me just see what he's like. Oh. Not a good face-off taker, but he's a good winger. Okay, cool. All right, keep it going. We got to respond with a win. We just lost. We got to respond. Okay, that's the response. Let's beat Minnesota. We want that pick to have good value. Oh, my God. 17 goals in 2 games. Holy hell. All right, Scouts, are you doing better right now, or are you still slacking? You're still What the fuck, Nilsson? Hell's going on here? Oh, my goodness. My Scouts are sucking this year. Whatever. Not like we need to draft that heavily. Okay, there's a gem at least. Grinder, gem, hype. Yeah, our Scouts are just really slacking here. Not too sure what the issue is. Whatever, that just happens. I don't really care. Ooh, Dano is a nice... I always got to look at Dano. Now, he'll likely be a third liner. Do I have him? But he is always really good. He's on the 4th line, playing penalty kill. So now that we know he's available, I ain't giving... they want that first real bad. They're rebuild. What the fuck? Maple Leafs are a rebuilder? What'd they do? Huh? This team's a rebuilder? Do they not have a goalie or something? Like, what's the issue here? Oh, they don't have a goalie. Oh, but they're still really good. Yeah, you don't need a fucking goalie in this game. Stupid. They want my pick. Yeah, but when you look at their forward core, definitely. I mean, they got a line right there. Yeah, okay, it makes a bit of sense. They're willing to give that guy up plus a second for our first. I wouldn't make that trade still. I like Dano, but I'm not making that trade. I want to see if we blew out Vegas too. I actually don't know. Because we just got... Oh, come on now, AHL. Stop. At least it's not NHL. I don't care. And I guess my AHL can get injured all they want. Alright, you know what? I'll shift some guys up, though. Let's not completely make them tank. Not like they get good draft picks. Hey, pal. You're my guy right now. Alright, finish this off so we could see the Vegas score, please. I would like to see what we did to Vegas. Okay, so we lost 2-1. We're like, wait a second. We didn't score at least 3 goals in this game. We came back and won 7-0, 10-1, and then 8-4. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's 25 goals in 3 games. 25 goals scored in 3 games. Holy hell. Wahlstrom's already a 30-goal scorer. He's only point per game, but whatever. He's a pure goal scorer. That's what the guy does. And like, yeah, he should get 50 goals at this rate. And he should get 50 goals. That's what we're looking at right here. All right, well, we're still in second in the division by 4 points, but we have 2 games in hand. So, yeah, we're still right there with Toronto. I don't know. Look at their goals against with no goaltender. Someone's going to get statistical growth. I don't even know how they're doing that. That's cheating. All right, so our goals for is now over 3, 3.1. Goals against, 2.19. Power play, 27.6. Penalty kill, 84.6. It keeps getting better. We're shorthanded a lot, though. That's the downside. Oh, we've now allowed 2 shorties against us. What the hell? 3 shorties for 14-7 on home ice, 26-1 on the road. We've played a lot more on the road. Way more on the road so far. So we got some home stretches coming up that we got to capitalize on. 8-2 in the last 10. We're looking good still. All right, Wahlstrom, what do you got? Yeah. Oh, look at Reinhart. Look at Eichel. They're right back up there. After what a slow start they had, you could see the pace that they've been on. However, second line still seeming to sort of struggle here. McGrath, Mera, Middlestat. It looks like they should do well, but still kind of being meh. McGrath isn't on pace for 50. But again, this guy's also on a really, really, really good contract, so we can afford to have some off years with him. We could probably even play him third line at some point, but he did come off 260-point season. I'm still waiting on him. That's why I didn't want to quite give him up. I still think this guy can produce, and he's gonna take he takes around 250 shots per year or so. So I still like this guy. I still think. He might be having an off year, but I'm not going to chuck him away. He's got a really good contract. Like 5.5 for 6 years for a guy who can score 50 points or 60 points. Yeah, that's good. And again, we also have Nylander, Byfield with 23, 24 points. We got a lot of third line guys producing well too. Even Bachenski's on the fourth line. He's got 21 points. So yeah, we're getting a lot of good scoring from a little bit of everywhere. Wow. Pavelski on that fourth line is doing incredibly. So Picard is definitely our depth guy right now. Even though he is listed as fourth line, he's going to be losing some morale because of ice time. It sucks, but I can't argue with the results here. And I don't really want to mess with it. All right, let's see here. Play fair is now an even. Bale is only a +4, but he's injured right now. I mean, DeMarchi's done good. He's +16 now, playing there with Seth Jones. All right, well, this guy's got 2 power play points as he's been in there, 2 assists, which was better than Ristolainen's 1 throughout all those games, so that's good. And he shouldn't be complaining about ice time anymore. Or is he still? Fuck you, Pedro. I'm not going to vote for you now. All right, old Mark sticking around those same numbers, but they're really good numbers. And what can you say about Dano other than the fact that this guy's an incredible backup goaltender? Wow. All right, you know what? I'm very curious just because of Toronto having no goaltender and still doing good. What's going on here? Yeah, Scott Darling is just out of his mind. He's just playing out of his mind. He's having one of those years. He's 36. He might actually still get stat growth. Is he on his last year? He's on his last year of his contract. Okay, so if he gets stat growth, Toronto re-signs him for a stupid fucking amount, probably for like 4 or 5 years, and they fuck themselves further. All right, at least we can laugh at Toronto for doing that. Silly Dubas. That's probably going to happen. I'm almost willing to bet that that's going to happen. So I don't really care. I'm gonna laugh at them. I'll be pissed if they knock us out of the playoffs. We're going for the 3-peat, baby. And Wahlstrom, good for now, good for the future. So yeah, we can't get that rental like Crosby, but hey. All right, so I'd like to get up to the deadline here. Do I want to? I guess I could check progress reports after this. Yeah, this should be when the big jumps happen. All right, we got to continue our winning ways. Can we keep scoring a bunch? No, we lost that game. Unfortunate. But do we bounce back with a win? Yes, we do. Yes, we do indeed. Got to keep scoring like 3+ goals per game, man. That's what this team can do, and our defense should be able to take care of the rest on most nights. Like right there, yeah, we allowed 3 goals, but we scored 7. So when we have an off night, the other one's got to pick up the slack. That's what this team's got to be designed to do. This is a stupid trade. Get out of here. Nice win right there. Got the win in OT. Philly lost right there. All right, so slacked a bit in the last 2 games. Menino's back. Good stuff. How you doing, Bats? You're on 81 overall. I'm just still a little upset about your low defensive awareness, but you might be pretty damn good. He takes a shit ton of penalties. He might be a fighter, though. Might be a fighter. You never know. All right, so we'll move him back. Get Menino back in there. Actually, not doing that great. 31 points only. With your stats, you piece of shit. Probably doesn't have that great of line mates. I mean, Myers should be damn good. Yeah, Myers doing great. Bradley Myers carrying everyone. All right, anyway. Continuing. There we go. Answer back with a win. Although our defense has been slipping a bit here. We haven't had any crazy good... Well, that was a good defensive game. We just, didn't score enough. A little bit of back and forth here. There we go. That's better. 5-2 victory. Do you want to give us Josh Norris? Hold on a second. I just want to see Josh Norris. See what he's like here. Elite. Bullshit. I made him a top 6. Yeah. Get out of here. He didn't develop too poorly. Besides the 80 overall, I hoped he would be a bit better than 80 overall. I mean, I did make him a top 6. I hoped he would develop into like an 83, 84, which is what I think would be the most he would ever become in the NHL. But he looks like he's at least built okay, and he's going to take a shit ton of shots. We know that because he's created. Yeah, it looks like he developed all right. Not too bad, at least for what his overall is. But this is just a weird trade. A lot of these weird trades popping up. Let's continue here. Let's get some dubs. Let's get those 40. Get to 40. Fuck off, Detroit. We're going to win. Fully healed. Yay. Bolly's back. We've been doing really well without him, but having him back would be huge. And you know what? I'm going to leave him off the PK for now because I want to see if it does continue to get better with him off it. Just so we can... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Playfair's on the power play. My mistake. It was DeMarchi filling in there. It was getting better, but I think it'll only get better now with Bali in there, too. God, his defense is so good. 91, 95, and 92. Love him. Ling and Playfair are slipping a bit. Slipping and sliding a little bit. They do kind of both bring the same thing to the table. I should have turned off notifications. Sorry, guys. They do kind of both bring the same thing to the table here. Now, when we needed offense, I had Ling in there. Maybe, let me try a shutdown guy. I'm going to try to put in a shutdown guy with Playfair now and see if they do better like that. Well, it'll just be a fear for a few games, so just remember that Playfair is a -1 right now. Nope, I'm being stubborn about it. I'm not going to edit my trade block. We got 3 more games. Yeah, sorry, Ling. But I need to try out DeMarchi back in there. He did really well with Seth Jones, and I want to see if that is because he's good on the shutdown or what. Matt Nieto. Can't really afford anyone. No, we're really at the cap. I couldn't even send the guy down because it was giving me that bullshit of you're over the cap, even though you're trying to send someone down to the AHL, which would make you, under the cap. You can't do it. So that guy we traded for is sitting in our NHL team, Hummel or whatever. He's on our NHL team. All right, so 42, 16, and 2 here before the deadline. Yep. Oliver Wahlstrom, almost 40 goals. Well, he might not. No, he's got 22 games to get 12 goals. I think he'll be fine. I think he should hit that 50-goal mark. There we go. Let's see how much better. Oh, yeah. Well, goals against went up a little bit. But when you got a ratio like this, you can't matter. We did pass Toronto, by a large margin, too. We're 5 points ahead of them with the game in hand. Suck it, Toronto. Goals for is dropping. Oh, they aren't in our vision. The Islanders are there. They've dropped down pretty damn far. Yeah, they're in our conference. Maybe did I misread that when I was reading the comment, or did you actually say division? Okay, I'm sorry. I know I should know all the divisions, but for some reason, since the team I follow is a Western Conference team, I don't know the Eastern Conference divisions as well as I should. I can name every single one in the Western Conference, but for some reason, I always get like 1 or 2 wrong, like Atlantic and Met, because everything's so close together. And teams that you'd expect, I expect, when I think of Boston, I think of this big old metropolitan center. I would think, they should be in the fucking Metropolitan Division, but they're not. And Carolina, they should be in the Atlantic Division, but they're not. You know what I mean? It's just little things like that where I think that someone should be somewhere else, but whatever. Because it's just the names of the division. Anyway, let's get off that. All right, so power play percentage dropped. Not that we care. It's still around 25%. It's still incredible. Too many shorties we're giving up. PK. Well, it's still hovering around that mark, so it's okay. Ooh, man, that home record's good. 22-9-1. 27-1 on the road. 7-3-0 in the last 10. We are killing the game right now. But let's see how DeMarchi did, actually, before I get carried away looking at all that. Yeah, Playfair jumped up to a +1 instead of a -1. It seemed like he and Ling were trending downwards. So maybe we should give DeMarchi... yeah, probably, because he's a fucking +30. So I guess we should play him in that top 6 now. Sucks for Ling. especially as we're, maybe training him up to be that replacement for Seth Jones. But we have plenty of guys who we can figure out what to do with, and they're all around this same age. We might have to make some trades and stuff like that. I did really like Ling. I don't know if we'll get a jump, especially after how much he's had to sit this year. But sometimes he might still jump anyway. He's got 38 games played. But we're going to probably be handing it to DeMarchi now because we want more shutdown. I think he and Playfair is more the guy who can, get some offense, but also look at his defense, 91, 90, 90. Whereas Ling is like, yeah, he's got good awareness, 93, but 83, 83 shot blocking, stick checking. Yeah, better offensively. But if Playfair keeps growing, he'll be just as good. And then if we don't have Ling on that top four, we might have to go two lefties, but, Bailey can shut things down really well. Bailey and Playfair. This DeMarchi guy, if we, stunted him, we could probably keep him in the top six and give him penalty kill time and keep him happy like that, and then just have someone else fill in as a true top six. So our defense is looking great. All right, so Ullmark, he is dropping on those stats a bit, so I don't think he'll be winning any Vezinas or anything like that, but, we still got a lot of time left. I don't think he's going to lose stat growth because he's still having a good year. I'll deal with him losing stat growth next year when he actually, can lose. If he loses it this year, that'll kind of suck because we'll have 7 mil. But I don't think he will. Not with these numbers. He better not, at least. Not with those numbers. They're still good. They're not incredible, but they should be good enough to maintain. I would like him to still do a bit better. So hopefully with DeMarchi in there, we'll shut things down a bit more for Ullmark back there and get him back to like 2.2 something. That'd be great. But man, Dano, this again... 28 points in 19 games played with 2 shutouts. Can't ask for much more from your backup than that. This guy's turning out to be perfect for us in that backup role. He sims like a god, so we're definitely going to sign him next year. He'll take a little bit of a pay bump, but, whatever. I think this guy's our franchise backup, if you can even have one of those. I think this guy's it, the franchise backup. Michael Dano. Dang. All right, and look at that. Eichel's almost up the point a game now. All right, so let's actually check the forwards now instead of looking at the defense. 38 goals for Wahlstrom, 61 points. Eichel now 58 points, 24 goals, 34 assists. Then there's your playmaker, Reinhart, 13 goals, 43 assists for 56 points. Mayarov's got 33, McGrath 32, Middlestat with 32. So they need 18 points each. But after how slow of a year they had, I won't be too upset if they don't reach 50 points. Even though we are paying Middlestat a good fucking chunk of money. We're paying him 8.5 for another year after this one. So yeah, that's, I would prefer to get him to a more team-friendly deal. But again, with these guys, 3 guys playing together, maybe for a full year in that combination, they could do better, hopefully. Anyway, Byfield's got a good chunk of points. Nylander dropped off a bit, Pachenski, yeah. But everyone besides Pekar is a plus now. Well, Nylander's a minus, interestingly. Okay. And we already looked at defensemen and everything like that. So, okay. One more thing before we think about anything else we need here. But I don't know if we need to make a trade here at the deadline. It feels like making a trade for the sake of making a trade. We don't really need to shore up any holes. I might make a trade to get rid of some cap, though. Just so we can maybe move guys up and down comfortably. That might be a thing I do. All right, so yeah, likely nothing. Ooh, besides Playfair, because he's pretty damn young. He might actually, yeah, there's his natural growth. There we go. He's getting some natural growth. There he is. Good stuff. Not a huge amount, but enough. No, we already know about Chensky. DeMarchi. Oh, he's getting some natural growth through his discipline. That's it, really. And he's gotten some statistical decline. So he's slightly better than he is right now. Everyone else, though. Oh, Morgan's actually grown, too. Yep. Oh, he's second liner. Bullshit, Snapple. 83 overall second liner. He is really strong with his offensive stats, but no way. All right, let's check in the system here. Ross Drake. Is that just... No, not that much growth. Never mind. Huh. Not a huge amount of growth here. Okay, that's bullshit. We checked last time he had grown, so sometimes it lies. Osala has grown. That's good for us. he should actually be cracking our roster by the time Omark's on his way out. By the looks of it, at least. Ooh. Pilstrom I don't care about. That guy had a lot of weaknesses, as I remember when we drafted him. Meyer getting better is a good thing. Could use a bit more. Discipline went up. His awareness and passing. Well, passing could be a bit higher, but I love his awareness. I wish his shot would get more powerful. That's the only downside about this guy, is his shot isn't that powerful. But we are getting some good growth from a lot of different places. Not a whole hell of a lot, but you know what? We don't need it at this point. We just picked up Wahlstrom. And our age groups match up really well. I mean, I just want to look at that real quick. You know, we got a Wahlstrom 24, Eichel's 28. You know, he's in his prime. You know, Reinhardt's 29. Like, they're in their prime, but Wahlstrom 24, Marov 24, Mittelstadt 26, McGrath 23, Nylander 26, Tage Thompson 27, Byfield 22, 23. You know, obviously Pavelski's the exception. He's that veteran presence. And everyone besides Pavelski is under the age of 30 here in the offensive core. Now, Rasmus, the Moose, just turned 30. And, of course, Seth Jones is also 30 on his last year of that contract. So he's likely gone this year. And we're handing it over to other guys. We got all these other guys vying for spots here. So, again, we're kind of stacking up again and going all in. And we want to get rewarded with another cup. That's the idea here. Dahlin. I didn't really check his point totals. 37. Yeah, he could still be doing better. He's never had, well, he did have that season. He had 62 points that season, which was fantastic. I think that was the season where him and Reinhardt or Ristolainen had like insane amounts of points, wasn't it? Yeah, they had identical points. It was so weird. And they're both crazy plus minus. This year, not so much. But still. Risto, we definitely hold on to. Him and Dahlin are a great 1-2 punch on that top pair. They really are. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, I was just looking at the age bracket, really. And especially for our forward core, 24. You know, he's right entering his prime, essentially. You know, still has some development, but he's basically starting to enter his prime, and he's fantastic. And he's... well, his production speaks for itself. And our team's improvements since we got Wahlstrom speak for themselves as well. And again, I want to see this second line in full action for like a full year before I consider making a change like shipping out Marov or McGrath. I would really think this team, we would need to see these guys in action. But their plus minuses are good. Plus 18, plus 10, plus 12. Plus minuses are pretty solid. Okay, so there we go. Any holes to shore up that you guys see, or are you guys on the page that I am, where it's like, why change something that's been working just swimmingly since we obtained Wahlstrom? We should just power through, get to the playoffs, and make another run at the cup. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. So blockbuster trade just happened. Thank you guys for all your comments and suggestions. We did decide to go through with it, and again, results speak for themselves, in my opinion. So let me know what you think about what went down, what you think about perhaps a trade at the deadline, or if you think, no, don't touch it, keep rolling how you're going. All right, guys, so remember to leave that like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Watching my videos just isn't enough sin for you, be sure to go over there on Twitter and shoot me a follow, and you could even join our Discord server as well to talk with some of the other sinners out there. The links to both are in the description.